Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're all doing super well today. Happy Libra Full Moon. So we're going to do a vibe check for this Libra Full Moon and see what's going on for the collective. We're definitely seeing a lot of, obviously being Libra, a lot of clarity coming for decision making. So if you haven't done your full moon rituals and things already, then do. Okay, straight away we've got crystals. Focus. It's a little bit bright in here today. Apologies for that. So that just kind of backs up what I was about to say. If you haven't done your full moon rituals already, then do. It depends. You know, it's totally up to you how witchy-woo you want to get about it. If you want to light candles and you know, write down all the things that you want to release for this full moon energy and burn them in the candles, and you know, Kundalini meditate over those things that you wish to release and purge. Totally up to you. At the very least, definitely have a think about the things that you want to release, the things that you know, no longer serve you, that perhaps you're still thinking about things from the past. Don't clutter your mind with it, you know, because that's only going to take away thinking space from the things that you do want to manifest for yourself. So you know, Spirit here is asking for a bit of focus from us, focusing on the things that we do want, and making the most of the Libra balancing energies. Ooh, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, okay, so we've got Island Solitude. So for the last couple of weeks, we've been in this energy, and it looks like this is still going to carry on for a little while. The next energetic phase is end of April, beginning of May. Excuse me, I've been drinking a lot of tea. So, you know, this solitude, kind of sanctuary, retreating into our little caves sort of energy is likely to continue until the next energetic phase, which will be a lot more action orientated. Things will be taking place and changing in the physical reality, and they haven't been so much, you know, just lately. There's been a lot of thinking about the changes that we want to make, thinking about the changes that are coming, that may be seemingly out of our control, but they are very much within our control. So, you know, we can focus better when we are in a state of solitude, and not listening to what everybody else is doing, not concerning ourselves with what everybody else is doing. This is your journey, and this is about you using these energies to the highest degree for yourself. You are allowed to be selfish. So let's see what else we've got. We've got wind activation. So there's a lot going on in the ether. You know, there's a lot of change in the wind, as it were. You know, we're all feeling it. We've all been feeling it for a while now. No room here. There we go. And you know, it's all going to start to happen in the physical reality at the end of April and the beginning of May with the next energetic phase. So now is the time for making a decision, which the Libra full moon energy now is really going to help us with that. It's going to help us, or is already helping us, to make a steadfast decision that we don't waver on. So if you've been sort of back and forth, can't make up your mind, a little indecisive over the last couple of weeks as to what you really want for yourself, how you want to proceed on your journey, your timeline, the clarity that's being brought with this full moon, along with the purge and release, because it is a full moon rather than a new moon, is really going to help with that. So retreat, into solitude, focus on what you want for yourself now and for the future. It doesn't have to be huge long-term future goals. This can just be right now, what will make me happy, satisfied, content is this. So then focus on that. Don't think about how you're going to get it or how it's going to come into your life. Just think about and focus on what you want the end result to be, how you want to be living your life right now, and use that as a stepping stone for future plans. So we've got our kind of key energy that's going on here. Ooh, there's a thunderstorm going on outside. I just saw a big bolt of lightning. Let's take that, shall we, as Spirit kind of answering this reading with, you do have the power. You do have the power to make changes in your life, and to figure this stuff out. So we're going to use this as our kind of totem energy. So I'm going to put this over here. Yes, okay. And now we're going to go through heart space, mental space, and physical space for the collective, and see what's going on in these three areas. So heart space is speaking to, I don't know where to start. Let's start with Moonology, shall we? So heart space is speaking to, what's in our heart. What do we truly desire? What state is that, space in right now for the collective? What work needs to be done there? Let's see what we've got. Oop. Throwing cards everywhere. Okay, it's not Moonology. Let's try a different deck. These decks are not being particularly forthcoming right now. Okay, it's not that deck either. We'll get there. We will get there eventually. Let's try Cosmic Cloud Oracle, which I nearly threw on the floor. Oh, okay, straight away. I had the wrong deck. Straight away we have balance. Look at that. Air energy. This is Libra through and through, right? So this Libra influence from the full moon is it's definitely influencing heart space, I would say, more so than the other areas. Less so in the physical, which makes sense because we're not in action orientated energy yet. There's a lot of balance going on within heart space. I mean, this totally makes sense, doesn't it, off the back of what I just said, how there's clarity being gained, we're being asked to focus more on what it is that we want for ourselves, and all of that kind of stuff is, talking about desires and what do we want. That's all speaking to heart space, isn't it? So the fact that we're in a Libra full moon, I'm sorry it's so bright in here, you just can't see this stuff at all. There we go. The fact that we're in Libra energy now, this is really affecting heart space. This is where the clarity is happening. This is where the answers are coming, is for heart space. So now we'll switch back into Moonology and see what we've got there. If it's going to work with me now. Yeah, okay. Yes, surrender. Full moon. Oh, look at that. Yeah, full moon. surrender to the divine. So Spirit's really asking us to not ask questions, you know, just to go with the flow, just surrender. None of it, I mean, I said this a minute ago, but none of this, how am I going to do that? You know, don't be thinking, well, I really want this, but I can't have that because of all of these factors, right? That's not surrender, that's resistance. So Spirit's really asking for us to pack that in and to really surrender to what it is that we want and our desires. You know, we can make these decisions for ourselves a lot easier when we're not wondering how it's going to be done. And really, that's not our job, is it? I mean, I talk about this all the time. It's not our job to figure out the how. That's the divine's role. Our role is to decide on what it is that we want, and then Spirit delivers it to us. That's the deal. That's the law. That's how this works. So let's dive into the Starseed Oracle and see what we have here. Let's see if we can... Usually this deck gives me why. You know, why this? Although I feel like in a way that's a little irrelevant, but we'll see. But what is it for? You know, what's it in aid of? What's it helping us to do when it comes to our soul journey? Really chatty deck, really chatty. Okay, I only need one. Oh my goodness, I say that and then the whole deck goes everywhere. I only need one, please. Yes, thank you. Right, we have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness and rest. Okay, again, this is surrender. This is not putting any thought into anything. This is just simply taking care of ourselves. This is self-care right here, the epitome of resting, taking care of your vessel. Nourishment can be, you know, not just talking about food, but food for the soul, as it were. You know, instead of just having a shower, maybe have a candlelit bath and read a book for a little bit. You know, this is nourishment for the heart space, nourishment for the soul. And it helps us with our state of being and our auric field, to indulge in things that we enjoy, you know. So let's just rearrange these so we can see them a little bit better. She says, putting them all the way over there. The camera's not the best angle for this. So now, for heart space, spoil yourself a little bit. You know, eat that cake that you've been eyeing for the last week. You know, and eat it guilt-free. Have that candlelit bath. Go and have a walk around in nature and nourish yourself. Surrender. We find surrender through these kinds of activities. So let's just see if there's any shadow going on in heart space, if there's anything that needs to be done. Because this will be a useful bit of information to keep us moving forward. And see what shadow this Libra full moon is drawing out of us so that we can deal with it. The word Lord, communication, praise, dishonesty. Right, whenever this card comes up, first of all, this is definitely shadow card. It's the dark brown and the maroon red coloured cards in this particular deck always give me shadow. There is a magpie outside as well, which I'm going to note. Magpies represent many things, but in this particular case I'm getting illusion. There's some illusion that needs to be lifted here. I feel that there are lots of you within the collective who are constantly asking for advice, constantly going to other people and asking, hey, do you think I should do this? I really feel like I want to do this, but I'm not sure. What do you think? That's the illusion there that needs to be lifted, that these people can actually help you, because they can't. All they're going to do is give you their egoic opinion, because opinion always lies in ego. Soul doesn't have an opinion. Soul just accepts and surrenders, right, to the divine, always. But ego doesn't. Ego resists. Ego is in fear. Ego wants reassurance. Ego is insecure. This is the illusion that needs to be lifted. In some of you, I feel that the collective is a little split here, where some of you are still kind of figuring out things for yourself. So I know it's easier said than done. I mean, it's not really, is it? It's a case of not allowing your insecurity to get the better of you. That's really what it is. You know, because even the most steadfast people like me, I still get insecure, but the thing is I don't voice it. So I don't go to people for advice when I'm feeling insecure, because I know I'm at my most susceptible to other people's opinions at that point. So we all get insecure, right? But it's just whether or not you actually give it a voice and you act on it. And it's not good for you to act on it. I'll tell you that now, plain and simple. It's not good for you to act on it. When you are feeling insecure, it's much better to retreat into this solitude energy and figure it out for yourself. It will take a little bit longer, but when you reach your conclusion, you will be so solid and secure in it, you'll be unmovable, and in a very positive way. And look at it this way, right? I mean, it's funny because we were talking about not funny, but we were talking about this in our latest Mystical Monday, I believe, stream, or it might have been later in the week. Either way, worth watching the VODs here on YouTube if you missed those streams. It was either the Mystical Monday that's just gone, or it was the stream that happened a day or two ago. We were talking about Libra Full Moon coming, and we were talking about exactly this, going to other people for their opinions. And no one can give you the right advice, because everyone is living in their own perceived reality. So if you have an issue, or there's something that you desire and you're not sure whether or not to go for it, that's something you need to figure out for yourself. Because if you go to someone else and you ask, hey, so there's this thing that I want to do, but I'm not sure about it, what do you think? That person is going to give you their opinion. And opinions don't serve anyone, because opinions come from ego. So that person is then likely to respond with, well, have you thought about how you're going to do that? Have you thought about the financial repercussions? Have you thought about blah, 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 right? And this undoes manifestation faster than you can say manifestation. So you see how asking someone's advice, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking for advice, but there's everything wrong with taking it for the wrong reasons. And if you're feeling particularly insecure in that moment, if that person shows that they are in a state of disapproval, perhaps, you will be less inclined to go ahead with what you thought that maybe you were going to do, that you were umming and ahhing about doing, because you don't want to displease them. You don't want to fall out with them. You know where they stand on the matter. And you're not free at that point. Do you see what I'm saying? You've given up your freedom at that point. You're now doing something that somebody else wants you to do. And the only reason they want you to behave in a certain way is based on their own set of ideals of what they feel is acceptable and unacceptable, what they are willing to do and not willing to do. And they are not you. So right here, Spirit is saying, keep this to yourself. Do not talk to people about your desires. Don't tell, show. So really, this really is, you know, for heart space, especially when it comes to our desires, this solitude energy is very important. Keep it to yourself. It's not like you're keeping secrets, or you're, I don't know, or you're deliberately dancing around that topic, you know, because obviously when we desire something, and you know, we get excited about it, don't we, and we want to tell everybody about it. But the trouble with that is when you do that, those people are just automatically going to give you their opinion, because that's what most people do. Unless they are particularly enlightened, or they're, you know, they're in a state of compassion, and they believe to live and to let live, you know, their answer in that case would be, well, yeah, go for it, whatever makes you happy, that's totally cool, I'll support you in whatever you want to do. But a lot of people, unfortunately, are not in that state. So be careful, you know, at the very least, be very careful who you talk to about this kind of stuff. The safest option is just to keep it to yourself. Have your desire, get all super excited with yourself, and see it through and see what happens, you know. So let's now look at mental space. Let's go back into the Cosmic Cloud Oracle. Ooh, okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Funny. Funny. Communication. All right. The fire. All right. There's a lot of you who've totally disagreed with everything I've just said about the communication stuff. You're really thinking, God, you're chomping at the bit. You really want to tell everybody about these really cool ideas and things that you're having. I mean, totally up to you, right? My perception of reality is live and let live. If you want to talk to people about it, then go for it. All I'm saying here is that Spirit is saying, probably not the best idea. But you still have free will, you know, and I'm certainly not going to mess with that. And neither is Spirit. Because this is how we learn, is we exercise our free will. But we are being nudged into not communicating and lifting that illusion of, well, if I talk about it, then I'll feel better. And that's a very common misconception. It works in some cases, but in some other cases it doesn't. There's a time and a place for communication. And we have to choose wisely when that is. Because talking about our feelings all the time, talking about what's on our mind all the time, can actually cloud our judgment. Sometimes we just need to sit with it alone for a while and let it work itself out without the influence of other people. So I know you guys, you're really thinking about it, you really want to. I just realised we probably don't need to have this stuff so far away. My camera's pointed at a really bizarre angle. I promise I will fix this for the next collective read. I'm sorry. It needs to be down more, but I can't do that right now. I can't move it. Yes, so mental space, you're thinking about communicating. I mean, go for it if you decide that that's what's best for you. Spirit's not recommending it. Totally up to you what you want to do with that. Whoop, hello. Okay, so we have the Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. Now, patience is the key there, isn't it? We've also got card number 13, which derives to the number 4. 4, support and guidance from the divine. We've also got divine feminine energy here with the Queen. Divine feminine is energy is very much ideas driven. She's very fiery. She's a wild, free spirit. unconstrained by things of the physical reality. She doesn't think about money or why or how. She just is, and is in the present and in the future, exclusively in the present, but also in the future. And she's always coming up with beautiful creative ideas. It's the divine feminine that drives the divine masculine energy forward, with the thought, the ideas, and the creativity. She's the reason, and the divine masculine is the how. So what's also on the collective's mind then is transforming and moving with this energy, whether you want to get witchy woo about it or not. It's even for these so-called sleepers, it's in the back of their mind at least. You know, we're thinking about how we can move forward, how we can change things, how we can communicate better, how we can transform ourselves, how we can be a better version of ourselves. There's a variety of reasons for this. Some of it is related to the current state of the world, which we're not going to dive into because that's a conversation for another day. But that is one of the reasons, you know, because the world has just been so upside down and topsy-turvy, and we've been in our little physical sanctuaries for so long. The divine within us is calling for change now. We're fed up. We want change. We want things to re-establish themselves, but in a new way. So we also have a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Virgo is a very introspective, inward sign. Virgo is also an earth sign. She's introspective, you know, she's in her solitude and very happy within her state of solitude. Excuse me, looking at a new moon as well here. This is also speaking to what I was just saying about the Swan Queen. Look at that beautiful green energy going on there. Lots of green. Okay, let's just realised the Swan Queen doesn't look very green on this camera, but this card is green. It looks grey for some reason on the camera, but it's green. It's almost the same colour as this, which doesn't look green either. But they're both green, trust me. So yeah, you know, certainly what's on our minds right now is how can we change? How can we move things forward? It's also very intuitive as well. I mean, I know we're looking at mental space. This isn't just speaking to thought, but the energy that resides around it, the energy that's prompting us into particular mindsets and trails or trains of thought. Time to give rather than take. So, you know, again, that energy is influencing what can we do about our environment that's not just going to benefit ourselves. So there's a very sort of selfless energy going on here, which is always nice, you know, very compassionate. What are we missing? We're missing this deck. Yeah, so, you know, this is all, and it feels very placid and healing as well to me. You know, it's not hurried, it's not stressed, it feels very calm, going with the flow of heart energy. There's a very lovely flow between these two spaces. So the energy that's within heart space is absolutely influencing mental space here. Sometimes we see a disconnect between these two, and I'm not seeing that now. I'm seeing a very beautiful A leads to B. So now let's look at C. Oh no, sorry, one more card here. Let's see, and then we'll see what C is. A, B, and C. What else do we have? You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. Okay, so true north is speaking to your ultimate desire. And you're not for everyone, I feel, is coupled here with the communication thing. A lot of the things that you desire, the people around you, I'm not going to go as far as to say they're not going to support you in it, because I don't know. That might be the case for some of you. And not for others, but I feel that everyone is in this state in themselves, everyone. So with you going to somebody else and saying, hey, I want to do this, you know, they're having their own thing as well. So you're not for everyone, right? The ideas that you have are not going to be for everybody. So I feel that this is why Spirit is being very strong on this point, that we need to learn to deal with our own and not go to other people all the time like we have been. Things are different now since the Great Conjunction of last year, December last year. Things are very, very different. There's no room for insecurity now. And going and asking other people's opinions and then really, really listening to them and making your decision based on somebody else's opinion of it, that's insecurity. That's not listening to your own voice, your own inner voice. So I know I'm going on about it, but that's because Spirit's going on about it, and Spirit is adamant to keep it to yourself. So let's move this over. Let's have a look at what's going on in physical space then. Where do we start? Where did we start last time? Yes. Okay, Cosmic Cloud Oracle. By the way, shameless plug, but if you want one of these decks of your own, there's a link down below for Crowdfunder. We've only got a couple of weeks left to make this deck a real thing. This is currently the only one in existence. It's a deck that I created myself. It's the first one I've ever created. We can see it working here very well. If you want one for yourself, Crowdfunder. Once the time is up, the opportunity there to get your own deck is gone, basically. So get in there quick. Okay, so we have Surrender. This is a water sign card. Surrender, yeah. So again, we're being asked to go with the flow. Where do we see that? Here, yes. Surrender to the divine, right? We have another surrender. We kind of come full circle, haven't we, here? You know, surrender, surrender. Within the physical reality, we're being asked to surrender, and the energy is in support of us surrendering and flowing. What I feel this is doing is it's kind of bypassing the thought process. So within our heart space, our desire, once we've decided what it is that we desire, we just surrender to that. Don't think about it. In the physical reality, we surrender to it. It's the thought that messes stuff up, right? Because this is where ego gets involved. This is the only place that ego exists. And when ego gets involved, it starts doing all the things that we were just talking about. It starts doing that, oh yeah, but how are you going to do that? And oh, but you don't have the money for that. And we're in the wrong country for that. And these people aren't going to support you. You can't do it on your own, but you are on your own. You know, like ego comes up with reasons as to why you can't have it. It's like ego's job to do that, because its job is to keep you safe. It's to keep you alive, physically alive. And there's nothing spiritual about ego whatsoever. It's part of the physical body. It doesn't understand the witchy woo at all. It doesn't understand energy. So when you take the thought out of the process of manifestation, which you kind of need to, we have this surrender to your desire, and then surrender within the physical reality, which is what allows manifestation to happen, because there's no resistance. Resistance comes from the mind. It's the only place resistance comes from. So when we take this out of the equation, there is no resistance, and then we have surrender, surrender. We have that beautiful, magical flow from deciding what we want to having what we want. So let's see what Moonology has to say about this. I'm throwing cards everywhere. Physical reality. What have we got? Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, there are many of you that are so resisting. You're so resisting. Right, and I'm also seeing, look at all that blue, isn't that beautiful? I'm also seeing here that spirit, right, I've missed a trick here. I've missed a message. Spirit doesn't want you to communicate with other people, which we know. But Spirit wants to communicate directly with you, with us. Meditate, okay? I feel, yeah, my guide, Aurora, is like practically screaming in my ear, and I haven't been hearing her. I don't know why, but just now, this moment, she's like, finally, like, just meditate, will you, please? Not speaking specifically to me, but to everybody, right? I'm smiling about it because I don't know how I missed that. First reading of the day sometimes is a little bit rocky. Okay, so we also have this new moon in Gemini accompanying that energy. So yeah, meditate, 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 you guys. There's a lot of messages that are just kind of queued up, ready for us to listen to individually, and meditation is the way to do that. Also, Kundalini meditation will get you those answers a lot faster and clearer. If you're unaware as to what this kind of stuff is, I do talk about Kundalini. Well, I don't specifically dive into Kundalini stuff because I struggle to do that on YouTube and on Twitch, just because of the nature of it. But if you're interested in learning more about Kundalini energy, activating the sacral chakra, you know, understanding and learning how to meditate with Kundalini energy, then come and join my OnlyFans. There's no porn on there, there's no smut, there's no nips, there's no vajayjay. That's a personal rule. It's just purely the only place on the internet that has TOS that's lax enough where we can speak very candidly about Kundalini and your sacred sexual energy. The link is in the Discord, and the Discord link is in the description below. Come and join the Discord. Get your cute little tushies in there if you're not in there already, and have a look at the OnlyFans channel, and you can grab the link from there. And you know, come and join us over there. There's all sorts of lively debate going on, lots of body positive content. But, you know, we talk primarily about Kundalini energy, sacral chakra activation, Kundalini meditation, how to use your sacred sexual energy to do exactly what I'm suggesting, right? And to have that very open, clear communication from spirit using that energy. It's a lot more powerful than regular meditation. There's nothing wrong with regular meditation, and you'll still get your answers. They're just a bit more dreamlike and less direct. And yes, you can have very powerful experiences with, you know, regular meditation, but Kundalini meditation brings you answers thick and fast, very clear, and very simple. There's no question. You know, did I experience that? Was that real? You know, Kundalini meditation just takes you straight to the ethereal realm. So just putting that out there, you know, if that's something that you want to learn more about, come and join OnlyFans. Link is in the Discord. So let's see what else we've got in the physical reality. Now I see. That's why this communication kept coming up. It's because I wasn't getting the message. I was getting only half the message. And that half was, don't talk to your peers about stuff, about your desires and your plans. Also, other half of the message was, which I missed, talk to the divine about it. Yeah, I can't believe I missed that. We got there though. We got there in the end. We got there in the end. Aurora's laughing at me. Okay. She's like, that's all that matters. As long as you get the answer, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there. Well, that message is not just for me. As long as you get there, it doesn't matter how long you take. Okay, just one card, please, because you're being a bit crazy right now. Come on. You can do it. No, wrong deck. Okay. This one first, then we'll come back to that. Okay, what needs to be done in the physical reality? What shadow is going on? What action needs to be taken? Oh, beautiful! I won't lie, I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic myself, so whenever this card comes up I do get a little bit excited. So we have the Sacred Union, Partnership and Romance. Yeah, okay. Now, so many things. Right, the Sacred Union. There, within the physical reality, there's a lot of unions going on for twin flames, but there is also the twin flame and soul flame dynamic is purely a mirror to what's going on with the energies within yourself, the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies within oneself. It's just a reflection in the physical reality. So if you're moving into union with your divine masculine or your divine feminine within the physical reality, this is because you've united those energies within yourself. You can only move into union when you have united those energies within yourself. That has to happen first. So there's a lot of unions going on and being lined up in the physical reality. Now again, we're looking at energy here, so if you're saying, but Alice, I don't know where my masculine is, I don't know where my feminine is, you know, you're talking absolute nonsense. No, I'm not. I'm talking about energy, right? So the energy is in support of that happening. It's in support of you uniting your physical I'll start that sentence again. It's in support of you uniting your divine masculine and divine feminine energy within yourself. What we see in the physical reality is your other half, shall we say, coming into your physical reality. That only happens as a result of you doing it within yourself first. Yes. So also, I have already planned to start doing these twin flame collective reads every week, and the first one will be Twin Flame Tuesday. Yes, right. Now I remember. Twin Flame Tuesday, yes. So look out on Tuesday. We will have our first Twin Flame Tuesday video, which will be available to Patreon. God, I can't get my words out. It will be available to patrons on Patreon 24 hours before. So it'll be available on Monday. Before it's available to the public. So if you want, also putting it out there, if you want to support the channel and support me and what I'm doing and supporting the community, the Cosmos Collective community, and you want access, you want some perks for yourself, you want access to all of my YouTube content 24 hours before it's available to the public, come and join Patreon. Again, link is in the description below. Come and have a look, and there's other perks and things available as well. But so, Twin Flame video will be available on Tuesday unless you are a patron, in which case you can have access to it on Monday, every Tuesday. So we'll probably be delving a little bit more into this this physical sort of stuff next week. Interesting, very interesting. It's almost like there's nothing going on in the physical reality, but energetically there's loads going on. Really interesting. So now, are you going to let me use this deck now? Are we ready now? Okay. Why are you not playing with... Why not playing the game? Okay, we have to. Yeah, we have to. Okay, we'll take it. This actually fell out earlier, but it was on the top of a clump of cards, so I didn't count it, but it's the same card. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. Okay, we will probably speak about this more again in the Twin Flame read next week, but I feel these two go together, right? These two, because there are many of you who are currently in relationships that are not with your twin flame, and they are karmic relationships, so you're learning something from it, and as your divine masculine and divine feminine energy merge within yourself, that karmic relationship is coming to a close. So within the physical reality, I mean, I say unfortunately, because it's never nice, going through a breakup and not being with somebody anymore when you've become accustomed to being with them. But there's a lot of these relationships that are coming to an end. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, sorry, not sorry, these relationships are coming to an end to make way for union within oneself, which usually only really happens when you're on your own. It's difficult to to unite the masculine and feminine energies within oneself when you're in a karmic relationship, because you're still receiving the influence from that karmic relationship and from that partner who's ultimately not destined to be your forever bae. So, usually we learn what we need to learn from the karmic, and then we leave it, and in that time that we spend on our own, the divine masculine and feminine energies merge and become one within ourselves, and then we are ready for sacred union with our divine counterpart. We then are like this big shining beacon where your divine counterpart can find you and advance towards you. So within the physical reality, there's a lot of this going on for a lot of people, or for everyone really, for the collective. So surrendering to it, and lots of meditation is going to help that surrender along. It's going to help the flow, and it's going to help to speed up the process, frankly. I mean, don't we all just want to be loved in the way that we know we deserve to be? You know, maybe we're not in a rush to get there, but we know we deserve it. Why wait, right? Why wait for it when you can have it now? So meditation is going to bring you to that point a lot faster. Now we've also got double mission. This was the other card. The second card, double mission. We're talking about twin flames. There's a lot of duos going on here. Light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you, right? It's very important that you continue to be in this surrender energy, because you're serving the collective by concentrating on yourself. And I know I know that's not logical, what I've just said, but there's nothing, you can't really apply logic to energy because they're two different things. Ego resides in logic. It's like I said earlier, take this out of the equation and then what have you got? Spirit, spirit, surrender, surrender, flow, flow. The desire, and then actually living the desire. So the thought process is just really interrupts, you know, the flow of things. But we need to get ego on board so that it's not getting in the way too much. So taking logic then out of the equation here, this double mission, you know, serving yourself actually serves the collective. When you're serving yourself, you're becoming the best version of yourself, and then you are able to serve the collective because of your, you know, your energy and your auric field is more desirable to be around. It's more helpful. It's helping to raise the consciousness of the collective and of the planet and this reality. You don't really need to do anything, you know, you don't need to put yourself out there and to deliberately help people and such. Just being in a good state of mind and a healthy state of being, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, taking care of your emotions, that's all it really, that's all it takes. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope that makes sense to you and guides you well during this beautiful Libra full moon energy. I will see you guys in the next video, which will be next week, and I will see you over on Twitch. Again, if you want to join me on Twitch and you haven't seen us over there, all the links are in the description below for Patreon, Discord, Twitch, my social media, and whatever. Oh right, yes, and if you want to get your little spiritual mitts on the Cosmic Cloud Oracle, then the link is in the description below for crowdfunder. We've only got a couple of weeks left, so get your cute little buttons over there. I will love and leave you. Have a beautiful, wonderful full moon and rest of the day. Have fun with your lovely full moon purging rituals, and remember that you are loved, you are important, and you are valued. See you in the next one.